Other positions that are below the line include the script supervisor. That person works very closely with the editor, and even in independent film, oftentimes the script supervisor and the editor are the same person. The script supervisor is on set following along the script as the actors are performing each take to make sure that every line is said and that every action that's necessary to the continuity of the film is performed. And when I say the continuity of the film, I mean that shot per shot, the actions match. So if in the wide shot, the master shot, a person picks up their coffee cup and takes a sip on a certain line, then they have to do the same thing in their close-up shot too. So when the camera is in tight on them, they still need to, on that same line, pick up that coffee cup and take a sip. If they don't, then the editor can't cut between the master shot and the coverage shots of the actors. So the script supervisor is there largely to make sure that that type of continuity is paid attention to, as well as the type of continuity that happens on set. So let's say that I'm acting in a show and I have a wine glass and I take a sip out of it between takes. In one take, I might have this much wine in my glass, and the next take, I have this much wine in my glass. The script supervisor is there to work in cooperation with the art department to make sure that that wine level stays consistent from shot to shot. Other below-the-line positions, people like the casting director that doesn't even show up on set, but helps find the cast to be in the show. Then, of course, there are the people who work underneath the director of photography. All of the camera crew, the camera operator, the person running the camera, does exactly that. They do as the director of photography requests, but they have expertise in running the camera, and they run the camera, operate the camera during each take. The camera operator has assistants. They have a first assistant camera. That person does something called focus pull. So if the focus on the lens changes, the depth of the shot changes during a shoot, the first assistant camera person is the one that manages that shift. They're also responsible for building the camera. So they put the camera together each day. They are there to assist the camera operator. Oftentimes, if the camera operator is doing like a shoulder hold, the first assistant camera will remove the camera from their shoulder between takes and hold it for them, because this cameras weigh a lot of, they like 30 or 40 pounds, so it becomes very burdensome for the camera operator to hold it the whole time. So the first assistant camera, part of their job is to remove that camera and hold on to it. If you're using actual film, they thread the film through the camera, and they load what's called the magazine of film. The second assistant camera does they're the clapper. They're the person who holds the slate in front of the camera and calls the shot and claps the board together. They take notes of how much footage has been shot on each shot. They manage the cartridges of film, or if you're shooting digitally, they manage the digital data, shifting out SD cards, and making sure that that data is transferred to the DIT, which is the Data Information Transfer person on set. And that's the person that takes all of the electronic digital media that's being captured if you're shooting digitally, and they upload it into a hard drive. So many other positions. Let's see, Steadicam operator. Sometimes the camera operator isn't physically capable of being the Steadicam operator, so they hire in a Steadicam operator. It's extremely physically demanding because you literally have 50 pounds of equipment strapped to the front of your chest, and you have to be able to move and manipulate as if you're very nimble. So sometimes it's not possible for the camera operator to do that, and they bring in a Steadicam operator for that. So that's the camera crew largely. Moving on to lighting.